it's perfect because the season is starting on on September 7. And what better way to start like a UAP preview per team than with Ateneo, especially
Yeah,
with how crazy things have been, to say the least, right? For all of us.
for sure.
Yeah, man. So how is it like, starting from Phil Oil? Because Chris, you've been part of winning teams, you've been a champion, but how different has it been so far compared to other seasons? Did we change? Did you guys change anything with regards to the training and all, or is it like the same? If ever, like for example, Coach Tab, it's always been this way. We're not gonna change it, or there are some things that change here.
I think I think with Coach Tab, it's he's kind of since he's been here in Ateneo, he's kind of been used to guys. Besides that first year, he's probably learning and teaching the system. I feel like this year was a little bit different just
Mhm.
because there are so many rookies. Like I feel like people talked about it last year in '86, like, oh, we were so young. But then
Yeah,
it's like you team now, it's even younger and
it's even
more.
young.
It's not even the age; it's just the lack of experience. Um, and as one of the captains, it's definitely a different type of approach to dealing with different personalities, guys coming in at different times, trying to teach the same thing that I've learned over the past, 4 years I've been here. So it's definitely a new experience. I think Coach Tab's kind of taken a different approach as well. But yeah, like you mentioned with Phil Oil, it was
Yeah.
I don't think I've lost that many games in a row. Like in
Yeah, I
my
would ask you that if I saw you in person, like, Chris, this is a bit different, right?
yeah
You've never lost this many.
yeah, and that's even going back to not even being an Ateneo, like just in
Yeah.
general, like losing that many games. It definitely like was it was tough to handle, but you kind of have to just trust the process. You hear people talking, but it's at the same time you have to you know stick with the process, stick with what the coaches are saying, and hopefully uh, we have some improvements and start to see some light in our team. But yeah, it's been good. It's been a lot better now, but it definitely was a process since we got back January 10th. It's all led up to now it's 1 month into the season before the season, and I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, same as well for me. Like I'm also excited considering that we're starting this season a bit earlier compared to last year, right? Like by a few weeks.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But I heard before I came, because I came my first season '84, like before the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic. I did hear it used to always start around that
It
time,
always used to start like this, yeah. But
like early, right?
yeah, bro, like ever since the pandemic, like I thought like, okay, this is the regular now. And I was like, oh yeah, 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 the life before the pandemic. It usually starts at this time. So
Yeah,
guess we're back to normal
yeah.
from all the usual schedules. Chris, when you return back to Ateneo, is this what you envisioned? Not envisioned. I mean, is this what you is this what you foresaw? Like you knew there were going to be bumps in the road, but not this kind of bumps.
Uh, you mean like for this season?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Entering this season, you didn't think it would be this
yeah,
crazy with the preps and all.
yeah. No, I definitely didn't think it was going to be this crazy. With just like the new guys, with like Mason leaving, like all these things happened, where it's
Mhm.
like, and then the losing and the fill oil. It's just so many things that have gone on. It's kind of it's definitely not what I anticipated.
Mhm.
I thought it would be tough, but not this tough in terms of the process.
But I'm sure it
Yeah.
will made you like a better captain with so much adversity
Oh,
this
oh
early in the summer.
no, 100%, 100%. I feel like I've gained so much experience, and I feel like I've matured as a captain, but like as a person as well. Going through all these trials and dealing with so many young people. I'm saying that like I'm
Look
not,
at
but I
you, an old
feel
head.
no, I feel old though. Like I talk to Sean about it all the time.
Yeah.
I just feel like I've never felt so like like I've never felt 4 or 5 years older than the guys that I'm with in like forever. Even when I was like first year, and I was the young guy, like I feel like I wasn't that. We got some guys that act really young, man, but they're it's definitely a new experience for me.
And what's it like right now with our rookies? What's it like handling them? How would you say like how everybody's meshing so far? Did they change from day one when they got here, or the personality's been the same with regards to just the chemistry with Ateneo?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the guys are definitely buying in.
Mhm.
Um, I you got to try to relate to some of the guys just because it's their first time learning a new system. I remember coming in and it was completely different to me. A lot of the things that coach was teaching. So kind of telling them that you experience the same type of things, I think helps a lot. And there's kind of that balance between being relatable, being kind of trying to see them on a level high, but also being very demanding on what you need and what the team needs. So as a captain, it's a lot of that, and as all our vets, like not just Sean, me and Sean being the captains, even our vets like Josh, um, Lazaro, like we're trying to find that equal balance to kind of get through to the young guys, and I think they've done well, and credit to them too, because I feel like it's really hard your first year, and a lot more pressure on them now, knowing that I feel like there's so many rookies that are going to have to be relied on this season as opposed to earlier years. So it's good. I'm happy with our young guys and their progress.
Who's like because it's you and Sean, right? Who's like the good cop and bad cop when it comes to those kind of things, if you know what I mean? Or it's the
Yeah,
same, or is it an equal thing? Or it's like, Sean, you're gonna be the one who gotta tell this guy like blah blah blah. And I'll be the one to like kind of soften him up, like, you know what Sean said.
yeah. I think we do kind of play off each other in different ways.
Yeah.
I think we both kind of both. But in terms of our captain styles, I think
Yeah.
Sean would agree. He's a lot more talking to the group. He's
Okay.
very
So more of a
vocal with,
collective.
yeah, more of the collective group. And for me, I kind of tend to bring guys to the side one on one. And I mean, we both do that. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
we have different styles, but we work together. We're always talking about how we get through the rookies, how we can talk, how we when we should have team meetings and player only meetings, things like that. It's a good balance, and I've talked about this even after last season, the tough season that we had. Like I couldn't. I'm so grateful to have Sean as my co-captain. It would be really tough just having it be me.
Yeah, it's a good thing that it's like both of you guys like an equal footing when it comes to being a captain. I feel that way as also as a spectator and part of the media. And
Yeah.
Chris, with all the noise outside the camp, how do you guys handle it? Do you address it with the guy with the players immediately whenever there's something that comes out? How do you guys address like issues whenever it's regarding the Blue Eagles?
Yeah. I think, well, with Coach Tab, he always
Mm,
the team about things that happen, and but me and Sean always try to also have our own like
yeah.
players only type discussions, and I think it's important for not just us to speak, but also for the young guys to speak their mind too. So we try to not just be like, oh, this is what we think.
Yeah.
Like we want
Yeah.
we want the young guys to be vocal. It's a lot
Okay.
of because a lot of the young guys are very quiet.
Oh,
So
okay. So you want
gotta
like a
try.
collaborative effort. Like, come on, I want to know what you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, for sure. And communication is so big in playing basketball as well. So that kind of translates to the court as well. And yeah, definitely when it comes to any type of issues, we try to address it within the team, and then also just with players only, individuals. If they
Mhm.
want to talk about something, just try to talk to them if they need anything.
Do you have like a rook for this year? Because I think with Sean, it's Sean Tuano. That's his rookie. Who's your rookie this year?
Man, I mean, we got a bunch of them. I
Yeah,
feel
I think
I
are
can't
there
even
more
can't even,
rookies? or like half of the team are rookies? Or no, it's like 4 or
Yeah,
5.
yeah. I mean, we probably got like 7 or 8. Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's just that's the difference between like last year too. We had a few rookies. That's
Like you
why,
could pick a rookie. Like, okay,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
my guy.
But this year, we got so many guys. I'm just trying to talk to different guys. I got other vets having them talk to them too. So, it's a collective effort. Even the second year guys are like
Mm,
vets now, like LeBron, Nieto. Like he's obviously has brothers that understand the culture,
for sure.
um and I think LeBron is he's very mature for his age, just being a second year.
Mhm.
Um, so I think I trust him a lot to help with the leadership as well, even just being a second year.
Yeah, it helps that you have two brothers play with Ateneo, then now in the pros.
Yeah,
So it's just like at home, like, Kuya, what can we do here?
yeah, exactly.
How about for you though? Is there any like a past Blue Eagle player that you still go to for advice, if there is any?
Um, well, the first one that comes to my mind is Rafi
Oh,
Verano,
Verano.
uh, just because he's also from California.
Yeah.
We kind of have that similarity, and I played with him that one year. He was my vet. Um, so I talked to Rafi a lot about certain things, not even just basketball, just to reach out to him. And of course, Mamu. I mean, BJ. Those are my captains. So
Yeah.
I always try to reach out. Even I don't reach out to him as much, but I know I can always hit up Anj too. But Anj is doing his own thing too. So, but yeah, there's definitely uh past Blue Eagles that I reach out to that were my teammates.
Mhm.
Um, that's the kind of thing that is so great about, I feel like, the Ateneo community, the Ateneo like Bebob, and I hope to be that same type of mentor and someone to talk to in a couple years, or further on in the future if someone needs help on the team, like the young guys, just seeing them grow. Because I know they always tell me like, it's crazy, like you were first year, and now I talk about it with Josh Lazar all the time.
Yeah.
Like we were rookies '84, and now we're vets, and it's just time flies. So it's crazy.
Would you like when you entered Ateneo back in season 84, would your vets describe you as Chris Koon as a quiet guy, or how would they describe you in 84 but to now in 88? Or it's still the same. Chris Koon has always been vocal as a rookie to now in 88 where he's finally realizing his potential to now being a captain. So how are you like before in your first year?
I think I think in '84 I was pretty. I feel like as a person I was kind of the same as I am now,
Yeah.
but also I feel like they knew I was not indebted to them, but I would always look up to the
Okay.
vets and just
Look up to the okay.
try to absorb as much information as I could. Um, and although I did that, of course, it was still very nerve wracking being my first season, and
Yeah.
then the crowd coming back. So I was a pretty. I think even the coaches could tell I was pretty nervous that first year, um, and I got like pretty significant minutes that season. So being out there, I gained a lot of experience, and I think the changes, and if anything, would just be, I think obviously taking more of that leadership role, but at the same time also just more confident. And I feel like I have a lot more. I had fun in '84 too, of course. Like
Yeah.
we were winning and we were doing really well. But I think it's, for me, I just have, it's just so fun like playing basketball. It's such a general statement, but
Yeah, I know. I
like
know.
I try to have fun just being out there, and like being blessed with the opportunity to play here, um, in the UAP like type environment, um, talking with the other teams, even just like subtle like trash talk, or just talking with guys on the other team. It's just a fun thing. Even last season was tough, but when you're playing, it's really fun. you know.
Yeah, you just get into the moment, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Even when you're struggling, like
Yeah.
just being in that moment in with the crowd, with the community behind you, you know, you got your teammates. I mean, it's the best feeling.
Like, Actually, I mean, I've been meaning to ask this. Like, when you guys go to like trips to Australia, how are those trips like? I know, or most of us know that yeah, you guys play some games, but is there like a balance there? Like, okay, we have some time to have fun also while in Australia, or is it mostly just work, work, work? How do you describe it there? And what kind of teams have you guys faced in Australia? For those who are not aware,
Yeah. Well, in Australia, we played 4 games.
four games.
They were like semi-pro teams.
Mm-hmm.
Good teams. Good teams with good size. They ran a system really well. Still different than the UAP, like a lot less physical.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but guys were like really smart. Um, but in terms of our schedule, like in Australia, we had a lot of
Mm.
we did a lot of 2-a-day workouts, so they weren't very like extraneous. Like our morning ones would be just shooting 5-on-0, and then the nighttime one, and the morning one would be like an hour and a half, and then the night one would be like an hour and a half, just 5-on-5 scrimmaging. And we would do that like twice a day, and then we'd have our games. Not much time to go out in terms of like going to the city exploring for a whole day. We did that one day,
Yeah.
but like coach always says, it's more of a business trip than
Yeah.
you know, like a
Then a
vacation.
vacation.
But of course, you know, we try to have we always have fun just being around each other, having like different team meetings, and we play games and things like that. But at the end of the day, we also know there's stuff to be done, and there's a reason why we're there. Um, and that's the same thing with Taiwan when we just came back. Like
Yeah.
we really focused on the games, and then after we won the championship, then the next day we were able to go out to the city for the whole day. So once the job's done, you know, we'll go out and have some fun.
What do you think was the difference though in Taiwan now that you guys are winning in pocket tournaments? What was the difference from Taiwan to what you saw in Philoil? Since that was the beginning of that was the first summer tournament that's at least where most people's eyes are on.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I think
Yeah.
two things can be true like at the same time. I feel like we've improved a lot as a
Improved a lot.
team, understanding the
Mm-hmm.
system. But I also think the teams weren't the competition wasn't
Mm-hmm.
as good as the UAP.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I feel like if we did play Phil Oil with the team that we have now, it would definitely be a different outcome. I feel a lot more confident in our team and our
Mm-hmm.
in the system. A lot more confident in the young guys. So I feel like both things are true. Like in Taiwan, it was we improved as a team, but also they weren't as good
Yeah.
competitions. But that's why I'm pretty excited to go into the UAP, knowing that we've improved and see how we do
Yeah.
against UAP teams.
And actually, I think you guys were really excited that okay, at least UE is here. They're parading an all local team. We have an all local team. Let's see where we stack up, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Nice. And so after that win against UE, you guys were like, yeah, that's a good step for us.
yeah,
Considering it was a blowout, right?
yeah. And I think it wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
that was a blowout. It was I think our mentality that whole game. Um, Everybody played like a lot of the guys played well. I didn't really have a good game, but a lot of the young guys played really well. Drew had a great game. LeBron had a great game. Like all the guys, a lot of the guys had great games, and I feel like it wasn't even the scoring; it was like our defense and our mentality throughout the whole game that really pushed us through to get the win and win pretty comfortably. And I know it's going to be a lot tougher, you know, when Precious is out there. Um,
But you guys don't have
but
Balogun as well. How's he though?
yeah,
How's all
exactly.
how?
That,
Yeah.
yeah, that too. And Balu, you know, he's recovering now. He was injured for a while, but he's coming back, and we really missed him uh, in Taiwan. We really wanted him to come, but there was some visa.
Mm.
And that's the same thing why Precious couldn't come. So
Yeah, it's the same thing
uh,
with Precious.
yeah, but it was good. Um, we're excited to be back and have Balu train with us again. But yeah, with that game, I feel like our mentality was where it needed to be, and where I think Coach was really happy because he was kind of seeing some some glimpses of the culture that he once knew. So we're just constantly trying to build that culture, and it's what better time than now, you know.
Exactly, man. And I want to talk about Drew. How he has been. How like what do you think about Drew, man? Like from the past years to now, I as a spectator, I feel like he has improved a lot.
Yeah, the thing is with Drew,
Hmm.
his ability like has always been there.
Yeah.
Um, I just feel like he's gained a lot more confidence. Drew works really hard. I think with the departure of Mason, it's opened up a lot more for him as
Hmm.
well. It's helped a lot, and yeah, I mean, I've known Drew since because he was already here with in '84.
Hmm.
Just um, so finally it being his time now to really like get major minutes. It's huge for us. I'm really happy for him, and I know he's going to do great. I think last season he didn't play that much, but you saw little glimpses, and I feel
There were
like now,
glimpses last year. Yeah.
yeah, I think now with more minutes and more confidence, it's you're really gonna see all the work he's put in and just his abilities. Um, so I'm really excited for him, and it's only his second year, so you know, uh,
Actually, I forgot
Ateneo,
about that. It's only second year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we got guys. I mean, him and Tuano and Braun, they're all their second year, so it's really exciting for. That's why it's nice after like me and SQ like leave. Ateneo is going to be in good hands, so I'm really happy about
Yeah.
that.
It's we're gonna be really young, extra young by next year,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
SQ's leaving because of eligibility. You as well.
Yeah.
And I'm jumping the gun here, but what's your plan as of now? Like after the UAP season, is it to go stay local, stay here, or go to the US first? What's your plan? Like as of now, of
As of
course it could
now,
change.
yeah, yeah. As of now,
Mm,
I'm definitely going to go back to the U.S.
mm-hmm.
Just home for a little bit. I feel like the last the last 3 years, I've gone home only during Christmas, and then
Yeah.
I come back like first week of January. And like I the amount of birthdays, pregnancies from my family members that I've missed. Uh, it's just I got a lot of catching up to do.
It's
So
all via
definitely,
FaceTime, right? Happy birthday. I'm sorry I can't be
yeah,
there.
yeah. Like my cousin was pregnant, and I found out
Yeah.
like during FaceTime. So it's like those type of things. It's just like you feel a lot of FOMO. But yeah, so definitely going home first, and then looking at my options.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to like look at the options abroad if there's anything.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm to have an opportunity like that. But if not, definitely PBA is an option. But I know that wouldn't be until like July, so it's a lot of
Yeah, you have
and for
time.
the draft. Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of time to figure it out. But as of now, that's kind of my plan. That's my plan.
Great. And Chris, like which rookie has impressed you the most? I mean, aside from Jared, who obviously a lot of people are aware about. How about our other rookies? Anybody that made you like, oh wow, this guy's actually
Um,
good.
you know, well, I wouldn't say like I was like surprised, but a couple guys like Wacky Espina,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, from LaSalle. I mean, he's just a he's he's a scorer, but I
Score.
think he understands the role that he has, um, and he knows that he's going to be kind of like a limited minutes type of guy. But when he goes out there, he does his job. He listens to the guys. He's very coachable. I mean, that's the type of guys that Coach Tab wants, right? and he's trying a lot. Like that's all you can ask for, you know. Another guy is I don't know if you're familiar with Sam Reyes.
Yeah, Sam Reyes. USD before?
Yeah,
Was he
UST.
USD? Yeah, yeah. He was
Yeah,
USD.
undersized guy, undersized foreman, but man, that guy's physical. Like he's very physical. So he very fits in a lot with what kind of culture we want.
Yeah.
Um, so it's really nice to have a guy like that, especially in practice. You know, practicing for the UAP.
Yeah.
So I'm very it's someone that I'm like, oh, like I wasn't even familiar with you before, but I think he's worked his way into like being respected as a undersized big. And then
Mm-hmm.
another one, I mean, another one would be Porter,
Oh yeah, yeah, of
Chris.
course, sports. Yeah,
Yeah,
of
I
course.
forgot about Ports, but
Because
you know,
for me, it's like kind of expected considering that he was the leader of the Blue Eaglets last year, and then now
yeah,
that we already saw it from Phil. I was like, do we still need to talk about Ports? We already know what he can do.
yeah, yeah. And he's another one that's
Yeah,
undersized in terms of height, but definitely not undersized in terms of just pure
he's great.
mass.
He's great.
He's just a big boy, man. But I think he understands the pressure that he has, um, and I think he's gonna do well. He's gonna have to play a big minutes, um, and I think he's starting to learn a lot more about how he can use his body. And it's unfortunate that I'm only getting him his first year,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm very excited for his development
Would
going
you
forward.
would you say he's like a Mike Nieto with considering that he's a stocky build, right? But he's slimming
Yeah,
down
yeah.
to play in the collegiate level. Would you say a similar style of play or not much?
Um, I think a little bit different, just because
Mm-hmm.
I think Mike had a little bit more like guard skills.
Guard skills.
Um, but definitely, I think Mike kind of developed that, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
before he was a big. I think Ports is kind of used to playing big, and he's trying to work his way out to
Mm-hmm.
get that 3-pointer, get that jump shot to be more consistent. Um, but I think Ports, I could be wrong, but I feel like Ports, in terms of his like pure size, like in the post, like I'm putting a lot of trust in him to handle the bigs and kind of hold his own against like the imports. Um, so I think he knows that we're behind him, and he knows how much pressure he has. So I hope he he does well. I have a lot of trust in Ports.
Nice. And lastly, with Jared, how has it been from the moment he got with the team to now?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about pressure. That's pressure. Being the number one
Yeah.
player coming. Um, but Jared's really he's. I feel like he's so mature for his age. Um, he's he's kind of like learning more because he was a leader in high school, but you know, uh, being that point guard for us, learning the system, being a lot more vocal um, towards us. I think it's something he's really developed in the um, last few months, um, and everyone knows what he could do. So
Yeah.
um, when he gets it rolling, it's something to see. So we're really blessed to have him in our program, and I'm really glad we have another point guard to help us out, and even like Ian too. From
Hey.
last year, I've improved so much. Like Ian got a lot of hate last year, um, but Ian works so hard. So having those type of 2-point guards, even though they're so young, I feel like in terms of the mind, they're so experienced, um, and I feel like it's going to show a lot.
Should teams sleep on Ateneo? Should the yeah? Do you think people
Yes,
should sleep on Ateneo? Yeah, just sleep on us.
yes, yes. Just sleep on us. We want to be the underdog. Yeah, and we're kind of going in with that mentality too. It's nice. We have a lot to prove, and rightfully so. Like we haven't really proven anything. Um, so we wanna show. I mean, we want to prioritize show ourselves what we
Yeah,
can
for
do,
sure.
but we want to show the Ateneo community. We want to prove people wrong. And I feel like I'm gonna be like we know even though some of the Ateneo supporters are like, oh, we're here, we know some of them doubt like our what we can do, and rightfully so, just because of what we've shown in the preseason. But we hope to kind of turn that around and really um, showcase our culture and what we've learned, over this preseason. That's why we're really looking forward to it.
Before I let you go, bro, what's next for Ateneo before the UAP season? Are there any tune-up games before? What's next before the actual season?
That I'm not very sure. I think
Mhm.
we'll probably have a few tune-up games, depending on what the coaches want. But for now, it's going to be just training. School starts up this week, so our trainings now are going to be back to late nights.
Oh,
Um,
back to late nights. That's how it always
yeah,
has been when it's like
yeah,
close to
because
the season.
we've had our trainings in the afternoon because it's
Yeah.
summer. But during the season or during school years, so we have our classes in the morning
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
afternoon,
yeah, yeah.
and we train at night. So adjusting to that too. And these I've been trying to warn the rookies already. Like it's a lot. It's pretty tough. So just having to prepare for the school year, because I want them to be able to play next year too.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
You want continuity, so.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Chris, I gotta let you go. You have a tight schedule. Thank you so much for making time. Um, Hopefully the next time I have you here, I think the next time I have you here will be after the season, considering you guys will be all locked in, and
Yeah,
we'll just have our casual conversations when we see each other in Araneta again, like we always do, or
yeah,
sometimes in MOA.
yeah, yeah. Appreciate you, Nico. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks so much. And guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow on Spotify if you're listening to the Six Man Podcast. See you guys. Peace.